Let's go. Finally. Yes. Alright, finally, the Phantom Shuttle is here. I was getting a little worried. I mean, well, kind of. I did have an Amazon pre-order, but, you know, I wanted to find it in store. I saw all these people finding it, and then also saw a lot of people, like myself, having a hard time finding it. So right now, Micro Galaxy Squadron is kind of hit and miss with, like, finding things. You have some folks that are still finding, like, 6+ hologram chase X-Wings, you know, which is insane. And then you have people like me who Walmart just hasn't stocked any new Micro Galaxy Squadron. And I've also noticed that there is a lot more collectors to this line as of late, especially in my area. Like, a lot of this stuff is getting gobbled up right away, which is obviously good for the brand. You know, we want to see the ships sell, but now it's getting a little bit more competitive, you know. And then obviously there comes with the territory of scalpers and flippers and things that have, you know, ill intentions for the vehicles. But anyways, the Phantom Shuttle is here. Very excited about this. Like I promised, I will be putting this on the back of the Ghost and doing all the sounds and, you know, effects that coincide with this shuttle. So we do have our final crew members. We have Ezra and we also have Chopper, which looks great. There's also some Series 7 Micro Galaxy Squadron updates. Paul Sun Lee, who plays Carson Teva, went live with Jazzwares on his YouTube channel, Bitter Asian Dude, with a few other folks from the community, and they showcased a bunch of Series 7. They talked about the brand. It was really cool. So I'll post some photos and updates of what went on within that live. Right now, this can be found at most retailers. Walmart has been getting them. I guess Amazon still has some up for pre-order, or they've been bouncing in and out of stock, and then obviously Target as well. Alright, the Phantom Shuttle, a very cool little ship. Happy that we're able to get this and be able to dock it on the back of the Ghost. So it does come with the two figures, Ezra and Chopper. Very appropriate to have Ezra in this set, especially since he led the fight to steal back those Y-Wings. Everything about this looks pretty traditional. It has some light weathering throughout. You can see the little thrusters on the back right there, small little components throughout. It does have a small amount of articulation and also some cabin space, both in the front and in the back right here. Of course, I got to give you a nice close-up of these two figures. They look great, especially Chopper. I love Chopper, so very happy that we're getting him in little figure form. Ezra also looks great. Lots of little paint applications all throughout. The back of the figures look just as good, especially on Ezra's jacket, that little like Skywalker sound logo right there. And you know what? I'm not going to make you wait. Here is our entire Ghost crew lined up. And man, this is a sight to behold. Very happy that I can finally do this. And of course, I will put them all in the Phantom so you can get a good idea of what that thing looks like fully stocked. Let's get a better look at this little Phantom. There is some light weathering all throughout. And then no, that is not weathering rubbing off on my fingers. I was doing some yard work earlier, so it's been kind of difficult to get that off. And you can see it is lightly coated all throughout. Nothing too crazy. Here are the little notches right here that allow you to seat this on the back of the Ghost, and then that will actually help you activate the sound effects, which we will do a little bit later. But overall, you can see there is immense amount of sculpting throughout. We have the little turrets here on the front, little wires and stuff like that. You know, this line is just so fun to collect. And you know, the more that I add to my collection and display them, the more I love this. Now we'll look here at the backhand side. You can see the little thrusters. They are painted like a neon yellow to give the appearance that it is flying, you know, through the galaxy. There is a turret right here on the backhand side that Chopper can man. It is on a swivel, so I can spin this baby around. Can't quite do a full 360 because that barrel does get in the way, but I can still get some amazing range of motion out of it anyways. And you know what? While we're here, we might as well just put Chopper on the inside. Basic droid placement, little peg hole, and then you just pop him right on there and he fits in there nice and snug, being able to just take care of any TIE fighters or enemies that is on the backhand side. Man, I had to like loosen him off camera because he was like really in there, but you could take him out, flip him on around, and have him facing the front of the ship as well. Looks just as good. I guess I'll push him all the way down for you on camera so you can see, but he does fit in there and look really good frontwards as well. When I say he is in there, he is like really in there. I had to get like some like rubber gloves to help me grip him a little bit better. As we make our way to the front of the ship, you can see a little logo right there. That will lead us into the cockpit. A kind of smoky tinted glass to it, but you can still see on the inside. We do have some nice yellow striping all throughout, so we can open up this cockpit. It is on our traditional hinge joint like the rest of the vehicles. We do have a single seat with some little control mechanisms, some plush little padded seat right there, also some buttons and other like monitor and screen and things like that, so we might as well put Ezra in there. Definitely not difficult at all to place him on in. You know, somebody did comment on one of my videos saying, why don't I show me putting the figures in there all the time? And you know, sometimes you know, you guys don't want to see me just like put this guy in there for like 10 seconds and like fumbling him around and I drop him or whatever, you know. So I like to make it kind of short and sweet and just kind of already show him in there. Unless it's something that's a little bit more complex like the Slave 1, then yeah, I'll maybe show you. But it's pretty straightforward. You bend his knees, you place him right in between that little peg right there, close it on up, and then there he is. You know, I can't be the only one who, you know, test flies their vehicles around their collection room or their house. I mean, that's the beauty of collecting this line, is to be able to pretend that you're flying this thing. I mean, we are still kids at heart, and, you know, let's just have fun with it. But we might as well take Ezra out, and let's put Hera in there next. I might as well put the entire Ghost crew, including Zeb. I mean, I know he's the biggest one, so there you go. I put a figure in there for y'all to see, and she fits in there no problem. Looks great. Basically everything that you would expect from that. So let's take her on out. Let's do Zeb next, since he is the biggest, and we'll see if we have a hard time putting him on in there. I mean, he is definitely going to fit in there a little bit more snug, that is for sure. And yep, no problem, easy. He's very distinguishable, and I'm happy that this like glass that covers the cockpit is not super tinted. You know, you can still see who the character is manning this little Phantom. Next up, we will do Sabine. And finally, we'll throw Kanan in there. Before we take a look on the inside, let's open these wings up. Let's expand this baby. So it seems like there is, what, 1, 2, 3 different hinge joints right here. So we have one that connects to the base, then we have a little middle one right here, and then we have a little one here at the tip. So yeah, 1, 2, 3 different hinge joints, and then that will allow you to fold open the wings into the traditional flight pattern. Here's how it looks opened up and displayed in a kind of MacGyver way. I should probably invest in some sort of flight stands. I've seen people in the community, you know, find things on Amazon and make it work or make it look pretty good, so I should probably do that. But here's how it looks, wings all folded open. I just have it resting on like a little acrylic riser just to give you an idea. But overall, I think this looks spectacular. Very nice presentation. I gotta figure out a way to display this like flying, you know, from my ceiling. Especially since the Shuttle 2 is coming out, so that one I'll probably dock, and then this one I'll probably have flying somewhere. When the wings are opened up, you can see more of that sculpting. Minimal black wash applied, which is fine. And then to close the wings, you kind of roll them on up like you're gonna, you know, roll up a burrito or something. And they do click into place, which is a nice feature because that prevents them from popping open as you're flying this through your home. Let's take a look on the inside. Now, you can open this baby with the wings closed, so it doesn't hinder you from removing this piece whatsoever. Now, looking on the underside, there is nothing that is exposed to the elements up here. So this turret, and then where Chopper sits, none of that is like poking through, and like you can't see like the swivel, like the peg there, and you can't see like where Chop would be resting, you know. So they did close this entire thing off and actually sculpt it and didn't make it look gaudy at all. So very happy about that. The inside does look wonderful. I mean, it's basically how we see this thing, and it's not like a luxury 5-star hotel on the inside, you know. This is a very small vehicle meant to hold a few passengers, you know, from point A to point B pretty quickly. But you can see that they put a designated clip right here. We can, I'm assuming, put Zeb there. We have a little peg right there for Chopper on the inside. We do have a folded open seats, which we'll put somebody there just to do it. And they did sculpt the rest of the seats that would technically fold down. And then you can see on the inside, it will lead us all the way to that cockpit. So that is pretty cool. It is opened up. It is not closed off whatsoever. So you can see the back of the chair with some more sculpting and some slight weathering throughout. And just like that, our entire crew is on the inside. I mean, it is a tight fit, but, you know, it is a small shuttle. I do have Sabine sitting on that little extended chair. Chopper obviously fits on the little peg. I put Zeb in the clip because he is the biggest figure, and if he can fit in there, then everybody else can. Now, their heads do pop out a little bit, but that doesn't affect you being able to close this hatch, so we'll do that like so. They may fall over, but Zeb is obviously the tallest, and it should click right into place just like so. And you can see it's not raised up, it's not interfering at all. It is still a tight fit, and when I open it up, there he is, still exposed, just mean mugging you. Alright, here's the Ghost, one of my favorite vehicles, and now we have the Phantom. If you haven't seen this video of me unboxing it and going through all the bells and whistles, then definitely check it out because it is absolutely amazing. But we do have this open space, which is meant for the Phantom, so let's see what that sounds like when we dock this here. So you can see, again, those raised pegs, and that will allow you to align this onto the actual Ghost. It will clip into place and activate some sound effects. Now, one of the downsides to this Ghost is that the speaker isn't quite as loud as the Millennium Falcon, but it is still decent. So what I'll do is I'll flip the mic around so you can hear what it sounds like when I actually place this on top. Here we go. That's awesome. Flip it around. No, can't flip it around. That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. Now, I was able to hear these sound effects ahead of time when I did do my unboxing. I kind of pushed them in to mimic what it would be like if the Phantom was actually docked onto this. But now, having it displayed, having it fully assembled, I love this thing even more. Now, they did create enough space on the back here for the Phantom 2, and that does create a slightly different sound effect. So it does have enough spaces and notches for that one to dock on here as well. Like you saw, it is pretty easy to assemble this. You just match the pegs on there. It will click into place like so. It is pretty snug. I mean, that thing ain't gonna fall off whatsoever, and that thing just looks so beautiful. To take it off, pretty easy. All you have to do is just basically pull. Let's talk about some of the new Series 7 announcements. There was a pretty good amount, one of which is one that I'm very excited for. It is a new Boonta Eve Classic. It comes with Gasgano and Dudbolt. This is actually a 3-pack, a Target exclusive. It does come with Sebulba's Pod Racer. However, this one is a battle damaged. Now, the price for this is $35, which is a pretty good deal, honestly. I mean, you think about it, you're getting each pod for about, what, $12 or so. Pre-orders are live for that right now. It has not sold out, so I will post the link in the description below. I picked it up as soon as I could because I don't want to miss out on that one. And I know, I don't think it's going to sell out immediately. You know, I think you can be able to find this in store. I mean, you really shouldn't have too much of an issue. The next wave of vehicles can be found on Amazon. The first one up is going to be the Phantom 2. All of these are slated to release in December. December 9th is what it is showing me. The next one after that's going to be Shin's FIEND Fighter. Excited about this because this is probably the only time we're going to get her in figure form. I mean, they might be able to stretch it one or two other ways, maybe, but this is basically it. The next one after that is going to be Kylo Ren's TIE Whisper. This one actually sold out pretty quick, unfortunately, but that is okay. It will pop back in stock, no problem. There is actually also a chase version of this, which is going to be more of a battle damage, where I think part of the wing has been cut off. And then the last one from that is going to be SAESEE Tin's Jedi Starfighter. This one is a blind box bundle, it looks like. $19.99, so it looks like you get the Jedi Starfighter as well as a blind box, and we know the polls for those have been pretty good. The last one on our list is going to be Ahsoka's T6 Shuttle. This thing is a beast, a behemoth. It lands in the Dreadnought class. Now, Walmart had pre-orders first for this. They went live, and of course, they sold out, but this should be hitting major retailers. I don't think it's an exclusive anywhere. I think Walmart just was able to pick it up first. Lots of sweet stuff on the way. I'm very excited to see what else is in store. Hopefully, an Ebon Hawk. That is my #1 want for this entire line, so Jazzwares Vault, if you're watching this, Let's make it happen, Captain. And of course, I will post all the links in the description below, so make sure you check those out. Also, connect with me on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date when new things drop, like the rest of the Micro Galaxy Squadron line. I also post toy photography and toy videos. But when it comes to the Phantom Shuttle, how could you not love this little vehicle and everything that it is capable of doing in just a little small ship? It is also the final piece that we need for the Ghost. Now, you can be conflicted. Do I just wait for the Phantom 2, or do I be a completist and get the Phantom 1 and the Phantom 2? I would say you can't go wrong either way. I do love this little vehicle. If you're able to find it, I would recommend picking it up so you can at least dock one ship on your Ghost while you're waiting for the Phantom 2. But that's all I got for you. I really hope you enjoyed this unboxing and review of the new Phantom Shuttle. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. It does help out the channel, and it lets me know that I'm doing a good job. Until then, collectors, I'll see y'all in the next video.